day. Got names like FireEye trying to finally bounce here yet again. Frank Edward, Yankee Edward. And I was trying that overnight from the other day. Didn't really do much for me. And what else? Short of that Sony attempt, I made a bullish 5-minute note on IRM to get back above 30. It happened. And of course, I'm still holding fuel, rocket fuel here, which has been on a very tight bull flag digestive pattern. But we're in this market right here. And again, with the lack of news notes out there, I really think this trading has been, you know, subpar and has nothing to do with your individual trading. I know a lot of people have been doing well, but this action here doesn't really give you the volatility that most traders are indeed looking for. I think it's more of like precision ideas, more of, exactness, as opposed to just taking anything around you and giving it a shot for an overnight. A lot of great overnight ideas. DXPE I thought was a wonderful idea. Robert looking at that for the overnight yesterday. And, things like fuel were, I guess, decent. There's nothing wrong with the overnight in fuel considering, the Qs and spiders are both negative today. To actually have something that popped up and is remaining up here looks pretty good. But nonetheless, the Qs pulled down here today. We were speaking about the Qs. Does anybody remember the level I called in the Qs this morning for support? I have it written down. Anyone remember that level? This morning where we called the Qs support? 87.93. 87.93 was the Q support. And we talked about the Q support, 87.93 being the re-entry into the bearish channel. The market bounced off 87.92. We blipped it by a penny, and then we popped straight up. To me, that leaves us within this bullish market. And I think it's just one of those things where you can attack, a lot of formations. But for me, the best formations that have been working, breakouts into gap fills. NAB calling Groupon from the other day. I know it's down now, but that thing was as high as 646. Pretty nice move there, from yesterday. Names like Fuel creeping up into the gap. Names like that have been working. And of course, a little intraday bullish note for me on IRM on the 5-minute chart attacking bull flag formations. As long as the market is in this range, it does require a lot more patience. It does require a lot more discipline. And I think the ability to make big money has decreased significantly. One of the big shockers, if you will, today is Zulily, Zebra Ultra. And this Zulily, everybody thought it was going to act like Twitter, putting in a bullish engulfing bar, setting up for a potential overnight idea long. And it's just one of those ideas that I think adds more shock value than profit for the majority of people. And as long as you remain, disciplined in a market like this, we could wait for the action to pick up again. Not a lot of news notes out today. Again, I literally had, one trigger today. And this choppiness in the market is, definitely due to the ranges we're trading in, plus the lack of analyst notes trying to move names themselves. They will always come back. They always do. And I think in a market like this, you just exercise patiently. I think we've been getting good trades in the morning, and we've been getting good trades at the end of the day, and everything in between has been a much more difficult trade. I mean, you're just simply looking at even the triple Qs today on the 5-minute. Look at the size of the 5-minute bars. They're actually pretty big here today. We're actually getting some decent sized candles, but we just kept bouncing off the highs and lows, being unable to really break up or down out of these levels. Support is still holding here in the market. I think you write down names, and I think you do the same thing as you do yesterday. Wait patiently. Maybe we'll find another fuel. Maybe you'll find something else like that, which will gap up and give you money off the best technical setups that we can find for overnight ideas. And really, in this market, that has been the only thing that I have seen working. So I implore you to continue to exercise this stance of relative patience in a market like this. Write names down, reproach them by the end of the day, and attack as necessary. Hope you guys enjoyed the live webcast presentation. If any of you guys have any stocks, any questions, anything you'd like broken down, anything you'd like an opinion on, now would be the time to ask. And I've noticed the majority of people making money have been on overnight ideas. The majority of the money being made have been on these overnight ideas. Yahoo, look at the 30-minute chart. Sure. Yeah, you got 34.76 still. That is still your key breakout level. Um, did it even hit 34.76? Is that right? Yeah, that's right. I'll just keep an eye on that 34.76. Again, very important level, could get you 35.99, and it's right around the corner. 30-minute looking pretty good. But again, you want to buy, let's say, on this 30-minute chart. Do you really want to buy after 7 straight 30-minute green candles in a row? You have to wait for support on some of these names. And for me, if you're looking for some 30-minute support, I'm going to go ahead and link that to you. I think you just have to still be patient despite the level here. And those are my thoughts there on Yahoo. Dave watching some Amgen. Up $1.55. Alpha Mary, Gary Nancy are 1.4%. Yesterday they announced yesterday after the bell they announced the publication of data from their phase 3 LA Place 2 study of Avalocumab. And again, I didn't name her, but Leerink has the Pharma and Biotech Analyst Conference, and that's going to be held on May 20th. And this stock has been pretty bullish all day. Is there any levels that you could watch here for this Amgen? Sure. You're holding back above this major ascending support line yet again, levels we've held many times before. Based on my methodologies here, you could probably play a swing long versus 109.40. So risk $3 to make, I don't know, 8 to 10 is pretty much what you'd be doing by buying here in Amgen. QPOR? You mean GPOR? Gulfport? There you go. Beautiful. And that's exactly what I've been talking about during the presentation, how these gap fill plays have been working. See NAB's group on, see this GPOR, you name it. These gap fill plays to the upside, bullish gap fills, meaning stocks that have gapped out and then are trying to fill to the upside, they've been working pretty well. I know Jazz pointed a couple yesterday. I mean, there's a lot of these plays working. And of course, today you would just want to close above 62.44, something that shouldn't be too hard for this stock to attain by the end of the day. And it looks great. Lou watching FireEye. I know I was watching it yesterday. Honestly, you could still play it long versus 25.84, and it's still been holding up here. This FireEye still looks great, and I still like it. Oncogenics Pharmaceuticals. Very interesting bear flag formation here, Robert. Gap fills to the upside have been working. Your A plus trigger is $4.25. And at this point, that's the only level that gets me excited. A break of 425 gets you 509. So for me, that's your big trigger in oncogenics. But truth is, if you wanted to short it on this bear flag, you could also play it short versus 425. So from a bullish perspective, I wait for that level to break. From a bearish perspective, I try to take a good risk reward versus that level. GOOG, any level to buy for the bounce? No, this stock failed. Descending resistance here. The true level that this stock needs to break out of today is 534.62. You offer me a free Google put or a free Google call, I'm going to go with the put here. Jumped up to descending resistance, you failed. I think this GOOG, Lou, could get to $520 easily before it gets to 535. I would look for 10 down before 5 up on this Google. Looks weak. I think you have to give this one a lot more time. Yep, G-port popping here a little bit again. Nice look. On the 5-minute, putting in, is that an engulfing candle? No, it isn't, but you're trying to break out here. Must hold above 64.09 on the 5-minute. Gary, Peter, Oscar, Randy. Lou keeping an eye on some Caesars with some elevated volume there on the 5. On the daily, breakout level will be 2037, just 9 cents away right now, or 2 cents above the day high. Yeah, that Groupon did have a big pullback, and again, these are still bear flags. Oh my God, Groupon is a bearish engulfing candle on a bear flag and a rising wedge. Writing Groupon down for a potential short overnight. As much as I love their services, Green Mountain Coffee day lows. That Groupon look is actually huge, Lucky. You're looking at something big here. You have a bearish engulfing candle there on this Groupon. This Groupon could get decimated. I'm going to look at it for a potential overnight long. For me, must close below 608 for me to be excited about this overnight short on Groupon. Green Mountain Coffee, oh boy, Green Mountain Coffee. This is another gap fill play. Green Mountain Coffee below 116.26 could have a smooth move to 110.73. Writing GMCR down for a potential overnight. So I do have some names for the overnight, a lot of good names here. I think I continue to nitpick them and try to pick the best ones from the groups. We've been having success over the past 2 months doing this. And with all the intraday stuff slow, with all the analyst notes, why wouldn't I shy away from a lot of the intraday opportunities and go towards some of the overnight? And then when the analysts come back, which could be today, tomorrow, next week, next year, never, whenever it happens again, then focus more on some of these intraday ideas. Yep, that's the re-entrance into the gap fill. I said 116.06. I probably meant 116.26, Lou, and that was yesterday's low. So if I repeated that incorrectly, I apologize. But yeah, 116.26 entrance into that gap. So a lot of these cool gap fill plays. If fuel closes here, I'm taking this again overnight. This Iron Mountain, I mean, I made a good 5-minute call on it. I don't know if I'm going to hold this one, but this one is a breakout play on the daily IRM. So this could also be a potential overnight. I've been liking taking intraday plays that are setting up for potential overnights. For example, if you were to buy Green Mountain Coffee puts, that could be setting up for a potential overnight idea that you might have more time with. But nonetheless, remain patient, remain calm, wait for the news stories, wait for your best setups, try to buy on supports, try to not chase breakout plays in this market. Hope you guys enjoyed the live webcast presentation. Happy trading, make money. We will see you guys here on the live trading broadcast.